you are going to write 50,000 words. 50,000 words is, oh boy, what's a page count on that? 10,000 or 2,000? 2,000.
We had it right first time.
200 pages, right? Yeah, 200 pages. That's 200 pages, what, double-spaced Times or double-spaced Courier or something like that. So that's a pretty hefty chunk. That's the reason I chose 50,000 words is because that's what NaNoWriMo encourages people to do. National Novel Writing Month, where people try to write a novel in 1 month in November. It's really hard to do unless you're writing full-time. However, a lot of people can get to 20,000 words, and so I figure in this class 50,000 words is a pretty manageable goal. It really shouldn't be that hard for you. In order to do this, though, you're going to have to turn off your internal editor. Okay? You are going to have to stop revising and rewriting. And in a little bit, we will talk about the differences between outliners and multi-drafters. So what we're going to do is we are going to write every week. We are going to submit 1,000 words of that to our writing group. I would suggest that you don't worry that your writing group isn't going to keep up with what you're doing, because you're going to write more than your writing group can read. So I would suggest submitting your first 1,000 words, and then your second, and then your third, and so forth, if that makes sense. Even though you'll be writing like your 25th that week, you just have to get used to that idea. Conversely, if you write something that's standalone-ish, like a new viewpoint or something, you can go ahead and submit that to your writing group. We do this over LiveJournal. We do this over LiveJournal because the first few years we did it over email, and people had all kinds of excuses about why their email didn't get sent, or blaming their email server, or boy, I'm sure it got there. It just must have gone in your spam folder. So we junked all that business, and now you post it on LiveJournal, because the reason for LiveJournal is you can create a new account really easily, and it has good friend protection, meaning you have to friend somebody. You can set it so that you have to friend them to see your work. That way you're not posting your work online for everyone. And it's very easy for your group then to see what you've posted and to read it. They can even leave feedback on the LiveJournal. It's a great tool for us in this class. So you need your homework for this week. I will not force you to submit new writing next week. Okay. For next week, we'll talk about what you can submit. I'll give you a little bit of time to get going. But your homework for next week is to set up that LiveJournal account and add me as a friend, because otherwise you can't read your writing. Every year I have someone forget to add me, and then I sit down to read their week, and it's like, oh, great! Yeah, I'm not a friend, so I can't see your writing. So I have to try and email you or contact somebody who's in your group to copy it and paste it and send it to me. It's a big pain, so do it, okay? Don't forget to add me. And do please create your LiveJournal name like I said on here, even if you already have a LiveJournal account, because it'll help me keep track of who's in what group. All right, you'll use your group number and the year and your first name, and then I can match you to your face, to your writing. It's so easy for me. I know you want to be Skiwumpus17 or whatever it is that your name is, your online name, but please just be John 2011 Group 4 instead, for my sake. Okay? So you're going to join LiveJournal, you're going to set up your thing, you're going to add all your friends, we'll split you up into writing groups at the end of the class, and then for next week, submit something, but it can be writing you've done already. Okay? So if you've already got a chapter done on the thing you're going to write, submit part of that. The rest of you can submit an outline. If you want to work in an outline, you can submit a little piece of writing you've done before that you want feedback on. This is kind of your freebie week where I let you get away with stuff that I won't let you get away with other weeks. The rest of the weeks you have to submit writing you wrote during this class this semester. Not something you wrote last semester, this semester. The reason for that is that I want to put the boot to your head. Those of you who have been submitting the same thing to creative writing classes and to writing groups over and over again for the last 3 years. I know there's 1 or 2 of you in this class. Stop it, okay? Write new stuff. This is what being a writer is all about, okay? Other than that, it's finished the 50,000 words. Our final will be, you turn in the 50,000 words, and you earmark 2,000 of it for me to do a critique on. And I'll give you a nice in-depth critique on it. It should generally be the first 2,000 words, or something near at the beginning with a new viewpoint or something like that. Try and make it a little self-contained, not like your best 2,000 words from like chapter 47. By the way, never submit the best 2,000 words from chapter 47 to an editor. Okay, you might as well just pick your favorite words randomly throughout the book and submit them in a big long list and say, look, I have a good thesaurus, because that's going to do you just as much good. They want to see the beginning because that's what their readers are going to see. Okay? Okay, any questions on what we're doing in the class? Submit 1,000 words every week to your writing group. Read your writing group submissions. Do 50,000 words by the end of the year, and you will get an A, probably. Almost certainly. You might get an A- if your writing is terrible. But if you do all that, you're going to, I've never given lower than like a B+. In fact, honestly, someone who's done all 50,000 words, all the reading, and turned it in, I've never given lower than an A-. This is about, the goal of this class is to learn how to have good habits as a writer. If I graded you based on how likely you were to publish, then there would be 2 people in the, sorry, there was a spread. There would be 2 people in the history of the class who ended up getting A's because I have 2 students who got published and went on to become full-time writers. So, I can't do that. That's not really fair. I'm hoping there will be more students, or that there already are more that I haven't heard of, but there are 2 that have gone on to be full-time writers. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I'm not going to say it's annoying, because it's kind of steampunky, but it is. All right.